Okay, so hey y'all, I sped up the video, so I'm gonna go real fast. This is just me going in with the cuticle pusher to push back my cuticles. This helps with the longevity of your acrylic nails and is a very important step, so don't skip this step. Please push back your cuticles. It'll just help, and it'll help in the process of the cuticle work to get up the cuticles. So yeah, this is just what I'm doing. It may look like it hurts, but it doesn't hurt. I promise. It's just because the video is sped up. And I do have to apply a little bit of pressure. But make sure you're not hurting your clients, please. So now I'm going in with the sanding bit and buffing the shine off the nails. It looks like her nails are a little bit damaged, her nail beds. This is my sister, by the way. She doesn't listen to me. She doesn't soak off her nails, and she kind of just takes them off, and that's what will damage your nail beds. But I'm just going in, getting the shine off the nails. Make sure your drill is not up super high while you're doing this, because you can burn your clients. And make sure you're not staying in the same spot like for too long, because it'll burn your clients and it'll thin out the nail beds. And try not to get the sanding bit like on the skin. So now I'm just going in with a cuticle bit. I forgot what the bit is called, but I'll mention it if I remember. And it's getting up all the dead skin, and it's further helping with the cuticle prep because it's super important. Getting up all the dead skin. And I did go in with cuticle scissors and cut off the dead skin, but I didn't record it. It's optional. If you don't feel comfortable, I don't recommend doing it, because you can cut someone's cuticles doing this if you're not sure what you're doing. So now I'm just cutting the sides of my tips. These are C-curve, I believe, just straight tips. I don't think they're square coffin or anything, but they are C-curve, so they go a little further on the sides. So now I'm just filing the sides more, because they are like extra on the sides, and these already kind of come like with a good shape, so I don't have to do too much shaping in the beginning. But you do want to like take your time on the shaping your tips, because it'll be easier when you're doing your application. So now I'm just going in with dehydrating the nails. You don't have to put it on the top of the tip. I didn't record me like buffing the tips, but I do buff the tips into the natural nail, like the sides. I'll probably record another video on doing that. It's just easier like for me. So now I'm going in with prep. You cannot skip this step. Please do not forget to prep your client's nails, because they will come right off. And I actually do prep twice, so I'll probably go in with this and then go in again. And this is like the key as to why my clients' nails stay on super, super long. Like, they're not going to come off. And this will hurt your nails a lot if you rip them off by yourself. So please don't do that. So now I'm going in with blooming gel. I'm putting the blooming gel on before I put the acrylic on, because this is the specific style that I'm doing. I'm just wiping the sides so it doesn't get too bulky. And then I am going to cure that. I cured that. I just didn't record it. Oh, wait, no, I didn't cure it. Please don't cure it. I'm so sorry. I didn't cure it. I'm going in with white, and this is like the easiest design. I'm just making little, I guess like, it's not lines, but little box type things. I'm just going like in with one stroke with the brush. And the Blossom Gel will do the work for you. Just make sure your client's hands are tilted down. And the Blossom Gel will do all the rest of the work for you. And then I am curing that. I cured that before I went in with the acrylic. So now I'm just going in with pink acrylic for the ombre. It's kind of self-explanatory on how I do this. You would just have to watch it. I can't really like articulate that well. I do one bead in the middle, one small bead in the middle. I lightly brush it, and please be light-handed with this because you will struggle and you will move the acrylic all over the place. Then I did the cuticle bead. I did it a little bigger and I just dragged it down. So yeah, and now I'm capping it with clear acrylic at the top, and I'm just shaping it. Notice how I'm wiping the sides while I'm doing it. This helps like save so much time when you're filing at the end. So if you have like a good application, you won't have to file forever. And you have to just, it just comes with practice. Like you have to just keep practicing and practicing. This is my method. Like I add as many beads as I need. I usually go in with a middle bead, a cuticle bead, and then the bead at the tip. And I wipe the sides as I'm going just to make sure. And I think I'm going in with more white acrylic. Clear acrylic. Wiping the sides, making sure I'm keeping my shape, keeping that taper square shape. Then this is me again, just showing you how I apply the acrylic. See how I'm swiping down. I'm being very gentle with it. And try to keep like your client's hands downward, because gravity will pull the acrylic for you, so you don't have to do like extra work. And when you're doing ombre, you have to be like light-handed with it, or else you won't have an apex like if you drag the whole acrylic bead. So it's just practice. Like you just have to keep practicing. I am wiping off a little bit at the top because I did drag down a little too much, but it is fairly wet, so I can still blend. So yeah. And here it is again, just so you can see. I made sure I tried to include me doing multiple fingers just so you can see multiple times like what I'm doing. Wipe them sides. A cuticle bead. My cuticle bead was a little big, but it's because this is just how I do my ombre. People do their ombres different. This is just how I do mine. It saves more time when you use a like bigger bead at the cuticle, but that kind of comes with like practice on being able like to use a bigger bead in your cuticle area, and you'll be able to get it down eventually. So yeah, I'm just patting it back in place. Like at the beginning, if you can see, I was patting it in place at the top so it didn't drag down as much. So now I'm just capping it with clear acrylic at the top to encapsulate the design so it doesn't move while I'm filing, and to encapsulate the ombre, because it will mess up if you file over it. Like it won't be blended. So you have to encapsulate this whole design with clear acrylic. So that's just what I'm doing, and I'm swiping the sides just so I can keep my shape. It's very important. Please take your time with application, because this is key to like not having to work super hard. So yeah, encapsulating the design in the ombre, wiping the sides. Please wipe those sides and keep your shape. I'm telling you, it'll be so much easier. So here goes one more finger. Just doing it again so y'all can see. I'm applying that little bead, not all the way to the cuticle yet. Dragging it down. I'm being light-handed. Dragging it down a little bit so it could be better. Oh, I didn't finish. But yeah, so here's me filing. As you can see, I only recorded this finger because I didn't get a good shot. So I'm just filing the underneath of the nail, and then I'm filing the sides. Notice that I'm keeping the file as straight as possible while I'm filing the sides. This is key to having a crisp shape. Please keep your file straight. So then I'm doing up and down. Make sure you're eyeballing it like while you're doing the up and down, because you can file too much a little bit. So then I'm just filing the top and then underneath, and it was that fast, like, and I do that for the rest. So now I'm going in with a safety bit. If you're new, get like a safety what is this, carbide bit, and it's 10 times easier because you can cut your clients with these bits if you're not careful. So this one does take off a lot of the acrylic, so you kind of have to be careful. Don't have your drill up like super high while you're doing this, because you can take off a lot of acrylic. And I'm sealing. I do go around the cuticle area a few times because I do want to seal the cuticles. This is like key to not having lifting. You have to seal the cuticles. Make sure it's flushed into like the natural nail, but just be careful around like the cuticle area. And I am like feeling it. You can see me rubbing my thumb against the nail a few times just to feel out like what needs to be smoothed out more. So I'm going around the cuticle, and you can see it. I am like more comfortable with the safety bit because it's harder to cut your clients. Like, it's really easy on the cuticle area, but you can still cut, so be careful. Yeah. And I'll probably record another video just to like show the cuticle work. And it's kind of like my favorite part because it makes the nail look 10 times more neat when your cuticle work like looks good and they last long. Like, that's the goal I think we all trying to achieve while doing nails. So yeah, I'm just going over the nail. I keep feeling for any lumps and bumps, like, just to make sure they're smooth. And then I go in with it's another safety bit, but it's more like round. The other one was kind of cone shaped at the top. So yeah, this one doesn't, like, you can't really get in the cuticles that much, as you can see. So I didn't record like me going back in with the cone bit, but you can't really get in the cuticles with this one. But you do have an option to use like a cuticle bit when like doing your cuticles after you apply. I just don't, because it saves more time if you get like a multi-use one. Like, you can use it for the whole nail and the cuticle area, just like the cone bit before. But this one is more so just like the top, the surface area, the surface of the nail. So yeah, I'm just going in with that bit. Getting down like the bulk of the nail because I don't want them to be like too thick. But I'm not filing off too much. Like, my drill is never up super high. You can always keep going in with the drill, but you can't like put back once you drill off. That's what anything. And in the beginning, like the beginning of my nail career, like when I first started, I would drill off too much and I would have to go back in with acrylic, and it would just like make my clients sit more time. It took way more time. It was a little frustrating. I didn't have to do all that. So now I'm just buffing the top of the nail. Make sure you are like feeling while you're buffing, just to make sure you didn't miss any spots. And this is just gonna get it like smoothing it out, getting ready for top coat. Buffing. Yep. And then this is just me going in with the top coat. I only did one nail on camera. So yeah. And then I'm wiping the sides. Please wipe your sides when you do top coat, because the top coat can make the nail look bulky if you don't. So wipe your sides, please. And then this is the finished product. So cute. Okay, bye.